Novak, the ITF is looking for ideas to shortening the games, and next year there will be a tie-break in the fifth set with Davis Cup games. What do you think about the idea? Would you like to see that happen in all the Grand Slam and just shorten it?
I am more in a support of a tie-break in the fifth set in any competition than for no tie-break. That will be my answer on that, and I also support the fact to have certain changes in the sport. I think it's the right time, and as we go along and as we evolve as a sport that is very global, I think that we should all strongly consider applying certain changes. Of course, you don't want to change completely a game. There's a long tradition and integrity of the sport that is very recognized around the world because of that. But still, I believe there's some room for improvements and changes. Well, for example, Davis Cup. The format of Davis Cup, I think, should be changed definitely. The schedule is, especially for top players, is very, very bad. And then you have also certain things that are already in motion in terms of ATP schedule, in terms of Grand Slams. Now we have a 1 week longer grass court season, which is good this year, which allows you a little bit more time to prepare between the slowest surface in sport and the fastest surface in sport. And schedule is the same for so many years, but I still believe that Australian Open should be a couple of weeks later, at least, because to start off with a Grand Slam right away and the season hasn't even started, and then to have a very long gap between Australian Open and Roland Garros, and then a very short one, proportionally doesn't make sense. So, but that's the way the schedule has been officially present in our sport, and we kind of play with it. But I'm always in support for new discussions and progress and change that can kind of revolutionize the sport.
Last two in English.
Novak, Alex Dolgo next round. You had some comfortable results against him, and you also had some pretty tight matches with him. What are your thoughts about going into this one?
I saw a couple of the matches he played here, and he's feeling good. He likes this surface. Generally likes a bit slower court with a higher bounce. Very quick, dynamic motion on the serve. Can serve very big for somebody of his height, and moves around very well around the court. So I know his game pretty well, and I know what to expect. Hopefully I'll be able to start as well as I did in the first two matches, but then end it in a bit different way. I mean, keep the concentration going, all the way through.
Last one in
Novak, what would be a better format for Davis Cup, and what kind of influence can players really have on this?
Well, the problem in tennis that we have is that you have 2-3 different organizations and governing bodies that are independent, and so as an ATP can't do much about Davis Cup, neither about Grand Slams, and other way around. So that makes a huge confusion, and that's something that requires a lot of time for any issue that has been presented on the table as a subject of discussion. So this is something that it's not only coming from me in terms of changing the format of Davis Cup. Many top players have been talking about it in past years, and there has been some talks, and hopefully people from ITF can recognize the importance of top players participating in Davis Cup each year, because that's the whole point. And I mean, last year Switzerland won. Roger played and Stan. But looking at the other teams, I mean, there were no top 10 players playing in the teams. So this is from it's not very, I would say, attractive marketing-wise for the media and for the fans. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, for the people who like tennis but don't follow it frequently, many of them do not know and do not understand what Davis Cup represents. Because this is an individual sport and that's the only team competition we have in sport. So why not leverage that and use it in a proper way? Create some kind of structure and format that will actually attract attention and create, let's say, something that is similar to example of a World Cup. You know, maybe a 2-week event every year or every 2 years, where you would have, you know, top 16 teams playing in 4 groups, 4 in different locations, and then coming into the final 4, for example. You know, that's one of the examples. But you know, important thing is to attract the top players to be there, to be present, because we all love playing for our countries. We all love representing our countries on Olympic Games and Davis Cup. But you know, you can't be frequent. Even I speak from my personal experience, because you know, you have the Davis Cup schedule that is right after Wimbledon or right after Australia or right after the US Open, and if you're playing finals of this event, you know, to change the time zone and arrive from US Open to Europe in matter of 2-3 days and adjust from hard court outdoors to indoor clay. I mean, your body, I mean, it's a huge risk for injuries and so forth. But you know, you still want to play, so you're kind of accepting the fact that this is the format that is present, and you like to play for your country. That's, from my experience, I enjoy it very much, because I feel that title in 2010 with Serbia, Davis Cup, brought me in my personal career a lot of confidence and a lot of, I would say, a lot of joy, a lot of new energy, and I would like to play it more. But you know, sometimes I have to make choices, and you know, that's why I would strongly support to change the format as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.